On today's episode of Locked On Cooley, I bet Robyn will regret this, and we'll have a good time.
You're Locked On Coyotes, your daily podcast on the Arizona Coyotes, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to the show, everybody. As I caught, getting a little out there. This is Locked On Coyotes. I am your host, Robyn Leon. You're alongside Matthew Jacobson. We want to thank everyone for listening to the show and making it your first listen every day. We are free and available everywhere you get your podcast, including now on the Sirius XM radio app. We got a great show on today's episode. We're going to take a look through our partners at FanDuel and go through the odds of any kind of related odds for the Arizona Coyotes and be like, is this a bet worth taking? I think it's a discussion that we could make out of it.
Actually, speaking of bets worth taking, what do you think the over-under is that whoever is listening will like, comment, and subscribe, Robyn? What do you think the over-under is?
I'm gonna start the over-under at 80%.
Okay, I don't understand math or over-under, so I'll take the over. Yeah.
You take the over? There we go.
Anyway.
I like that. We want 100% of you guys to interact with us.
I am the eternal optimist. Anyway, so we're doing the betting episode. Robyn gets one betting episode like a month.
Actually, no, because I get my betting segment every game. But
you gotta have your designated betting episode at least once a month or whatever, or else you have to satiate your gambling addiction. We're gonna do it right here on the Locked On Coyotes show.
At least I safely do it, by the way. I do gamble responsibly, by the way. Everyone. Hope you know this. I am a responsible gambler. I just love window shopping on gambling.
I was gonna say, what kind of gambler are you? Because legitimately, when I gamble, I'll go into the casino with $20 or $40, and then whenever that runs out, I walk out. If I can drink enough free soda to justify what I'm spending, I feel like I got a good value proposition.
When I went to Vegas, I had $300 cash and lost it in one night.
Oh my God, Robyn, that's a jersey. That is a TJ Septenfelter ASU jersey.
See, that was on me. Honestly, that was a big mistake. That was Vegas, though, so I expected that to happen. But when I just go casually, I know my limits.
Don't take gambling advice from her, boys. Just walk the other. Then again, don't take financial advice from me either, because over the course of the next week, you're going to see this background change as I wasted $190 on a nice banner that has nothing to do with me.
There we go. Anyways, though, let's get started. Let's start off with some of the long odds, the ones that don't really matter, but let's talk about them anyways. Odds to win the Stanley Cup, Matthew. Arizona Coyotes at plus 10,000.
So I can get $10,000 for $1?
No, you get 10,000 if you bet 100. You get $100 if you bet $1.
Well, I mean, I've wasted $1 on dumber things. I've wasted $1 on banned cards before. I think you should take the over.
If you're
on
the
that.
kind of person that just wants to that doesn't mind just putting $1 down, and just all of a sudden you can win. If you even don't mind putting $10 down, because $10 down you can win $1,000.
Or if you put your entire house on the line, you can get 10
that is
houses.
dumb. You do not do that. Like we mentioned, this is a long odds game. This is a long odds bet that absolutely you do not make. You can make a small bet of it just to kind of just be like, hey, you know what? I'm out $1. It doesn't matter. But if I win, I win some. I guess I get a good return.
But Robyn, think about it. I could have 10 houses. I could rent 9 of them and never have to work again.
I don't like that. That is the that's the Stanley Cup odds, right? I just can't. No.
What does the math actually work out to? It's you have $32. You have to bet $1 on each team. Do you turn a profit? Like, what is the profit margin? What do you have to hit that profit? So, like, it has to be at least like the Florida Panthers winning to profit. Does it have to be at least the Coyotes winning? What would that be?
That's a good question. It would have to. I think it starts at around. So the let's see. So the Minnesota Wild are at plus 3,000. So that would just barely get you like you won't break even, but you'll the first team in which you would profit is the Buffalo Sabres at plus 4,000.
And 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you literally, well, actually, the odds are in your favor then. All right, think about it like this. So you bet $1 per team. All right, let's get conspiracy theory. $1 per team. If 15 of those teams win, you lose money. If the other, is that 17? Is my math correct? If any of the other 17 teams win, you profit. Those are good odds. Everyone,
I mean, if
take
you want to
advantage
do
of this
that,
system.
sure. If you want to do that, sure. You're not really profiting all that. You end up profiting like $8.
Okay, but like Buffalo's not gonna win it. So let's say when Detroit, let's say when they win it, that's like $70. I can buy a glitchy, unfinished video game. I can do something with that. I can make set, and also like it would be a year from now. So you bet the 32 now. By the time it comes around for you to get your profit, that money is already gone. So it's technically 100% profit when you really think about it.
Let's talk Western Conference.
All right, we'll go to the conferences now.
Arizona Coyotes at plus 7,000 to win the Western Conference.
I'm not taking that. I'm not. That's, to me, that would be
especially with how good the Western Conference is this year. It's like it's just like that's just throwing away money. That's even though yes, the Stanley Cup one is throwing away money, and the Western Conference one, like look, the Avalanche, the Oilers, the Golden Knights, the Stars, the Kings, the Wild, like those are all teams I would probably put money in. I mean I have a betting slip sitting behind me that has the Dallas Stars winning the Stanley Cup already as it is. So I have a Western Conference team winning the Stanley Cup, but
wow. You know who casually has betting slips in their house, Robyn? Habitual gamblers.
Look. This betting slip I bought when I was in Vegas. And I was like, all right, I need to find a good value pick. So I picked the Dallas Stars.
All right, but what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So the fact that you brought the gambling back just shows the problem.
I need the slip to cash in.
But when Dallas doesn't even make the playoffs this year, we'll have a fun I don't know why everyone is taking Dallas this year. Then again, it was the same thing whenever everyone was taking Colorado. It took them like 2 or 3 years of Colorado being the consensus for Colorado.
I got one more conference bet for you before we get to hear from our sponsors today. This is Western Conference most regular season points. So the first one was the Western Conference Trophy. So who wins the Clarence Campbell Bowl? This is the Western Conference most regular season points. Arizona Coyotes at plus 26,000.
Don't take it. Don't take it. It's not worth it.
No,
yeah. Well, let's get to today's sponsor while I go reevaluate gambling.
Absolutely. Today's episode is brought to you by DoorDash. Missing the syrup for your pancakes or just run out of your favorite coffee cream with DoorDash grocery delivery? You can get what you want right when you need it. You trusted DoorDash to deliver your restaurant favorites. Now you can get grocery delivery that actually delivers too. With thousands of grocery stores to choose from, you'll find the best in your neighborhood and boost your local economy with each and every order. You get exactly what you ordered, or it will make it right. So sit back and enjoy those quality groceries just like you picked them yourself. And even more value, you can save on all your grocery and restaurant favorites with a $0 delivery fee on all eligible orders with a Dash Pass membership. With easy substitutions right in the app and best-in-class customer support, DoorDash delivers groceries exactly how you want it. Get 50% off your first DoorDash order up to $25 value when you use the code LOCKED at checkout. Limited time offer. Terms apply. Once again, that's 50% off up to $20. No minimum subtotal with 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter the code LOCKED. Once again, that's the code LOCKED for 50% off your first order with DoorDash. All right, Matthew, let's continue as we take a look at our partners at FanDuel and take a look at the odds for any Coyotes-related odds in this season. I do want to remind everyone out there that if you decide to make any bets or you decide to go in sports out there, please gamble responsibly. There is a hotline those who live in Arizona to call or text if you feel like you have any gambling addiction. So please reach out to that if you feel like you or someone you love has a gambling problem. But please just gamble responsibly. We're just going through and having fun and just reading these odds. I am not going to personally. I might take part in 1 or 2 of these bets, but those that are realistic, none of the ones that are just like, I'm going to make every bet I can get.
And also have this be like at your core. Do not bet what you are not willing to lose. So like if I got $20 and to me, I'm like, I don't really need that $20. I'm willing to lose this $20. I'm going to go ahead and have some fun, whatever. That is when you bet because you're actually going to have fun. It's a nice, fun little transaction.
But 100% great advice from our co-host right here, Matthew Jacobson, the Easy Sports Guy.
There you go.
Anyways, let's get to divisional betting. Arizona Coyotes outright at plus 9,500 for the Central.
I don't know what that means. What does outright mean? Like them winning it?
They win the division.
No. No. They're not winning the division.
No, they're not. That's why it's at plus 9,500, Matthew.
I would bet Chicago to win the division, honestly, over the Coyotes.
Chicago's also plus 9,500.
No, don't take that bet. What are you doing? Don't even consider it.
The Colorado Avalanche are plus 140. That gives you an example of how different these betting, the odds are from the top team and the bottom teams.
So I got to bet $100 to get 140.
Yes.
No. Anyway,
you get your $100 back though. Also.
Oh, okay. We have the exact order now. Like the top 2 team finish. Do the Coyotes finish at the top 2, Robyn?
Ooh, there we go. Top 2 teams exact finish. I had to go down and see what the first one is on that one. Where the Coyotes fit on here. It's gonna be a quad. Here we go. Colorado Avalanche 1, Arizona Coyotes 2, plus 12,000.
Oh, there's more. Down here, it's the Coyotes 1, Predators 2, plus 50,000. I would bet $100 on that if it meant I was gonna make $50,000. Don't take that bet, by the way.
No, absolutely not. That is pretty dumb. But it just tells you, all the long odds that all of these sportsbook writers have very little faith in the Coyotes as a whole. Again, we have little expectation. We have our expectations of how that Coyotes are going to be this year. We know they're not going to be a playoff team. They're not even going to be close. I mean, maybe they'll be close, but for maybe a month, and then they'll realize what they're doing, and then they'll drop back. But that's it for that one, right? Makes sense.
Fewest goals scored.
Here. That could be a potential on there. Arizona Coyotes are at plus 350.
Now, I have a controversial opinion. The Coyotes are going to have the top 3 goals scored in the division. Because, legitimately, let's look at these teams and break it down. St. Louis struggled last year, and their off-season was kind of mid from what I paid attention to. I don't know how well they're going to score. Minnesota is Minnesota, and I will never bet in favor of Minnesota because anytime I have any expectations for them, they fall off. Winnipeg is like teeter-tottering on trying to avoid going into a rebuild. Nashville, I don't even know what they brought back Ryan O'Reilly after like losing a couple bigger players, and then Chicago has Connor Bedard. I think the Coyotes can be top 3 in scoring in the division.
Oh, I'm with you. I think that's definitely reasonable. So fewest goal scorers, I wouldn't put a bet on that. Even though their odds are actually the odds look fine, I wouldn't take that bet.
I would consider going for like St. Louis
on fewest goals scored at plus 9,500.
Yes, I would bet $1 on that because worst case scenario I lose $1. Best case, that's what, 95?
Yes. Yeah.
I could use $95.
I think it's possible.
You want to go to Team Futures?
Team Futures worst regular season record. Arizona Coyotes are at plus 1,100.
The Coyotes are not going to have the worst regular season record. I am going to say it will be. I want to lean Washington, and I have no idea why.
No, it's worst regular season record. The two that have the best odds right now, I think it's gonna be one of those two. The Sharks and the Ducks suck so bad.
But the Ducks have so much young talent. I know that they don't want to sign like their 2 RFAs right now, but that'll get figured out. And the Sharks, they're gonna shark a little bit.
I don't know what that means.
They're gonna shark.
They're gonna shark a little bit. What? You know what upsets me? I'm looking at these odds, and they have regular season head-to-head exact results. They do not have an Arizona versus Toronto because I would bet that they would sweep again.
Oh, that is bull. You know what? I will no longer read FanDuel. How dare you not let me bet my entire paycheck on the Coyotes going 2-0? How dare you? I will bet $300 today.
Yeah.
Team points?
Anyways, those are more, those are long shots. All the ones that really just don't really matter. They're just kind of just completely outlandish. We're going to close up the show by maybe going through some bets that actually might seem a little bit more reasonable. We'll get to that after we hear from our sponsors on the show. All right, let's keep going because we got this is where it gets a little bit real, Matt. I think we can work with this a little more. Regular season points. Arizona Coyotes over under is at 76.5 points. That is significantly higher than any of the over unders they've had in the last couple seasons. The last one I think was 65.
But what does the negative odd mean?
Negative odds means that you have minus 115 would mean that you'd have to bet $115 to win $100. You still get your 115 back, but you still have to risk up 115 to win 100. So essentially means that the lower the number, the better. And so if it's a higher negative number, it means that it has the odds are better.
I'm gonna bet over.
I'm gonna bet over 76.5.
Yes. All right.
It actually has better odds too. Look at that. It has minus 115 versus minus 111.
Look. How many points they have last year with a roster of scrubs?
What was I had that number too?
Remember, it was the least talented roster ever assembled, even though that was actually the season prior when we were led by King Louis. But the worst, most awful non-elite roster. How many points do we get, Robyn?
Hold on. Let me bring up the standings in the last couple seasons.
I would look myself, but I refuse. Fact checking is not something that we do on this show. We just make wild claims and run with it.
Last season, the Arizona Coyotes. Oh, no, this is not last season. So the first season of the rebuild, 2021-2022. The Arizona Coyotes finished with 57 points. I correctly predicted the under on that one.
Okay.
Last season, the Arizona Coyotes finished with 70 points. Over their projected, I think it was like 65.
If any of you watching, and Robyn, you can clip this if you want. If any of you watching think this team, with the ridiculous amount of additions, with the development of certain players, with Logan Cooley, is not going to hit 80 points, get out of my face. I have the faith here. All right. I have no problem looking stupid because I do that every morning when I wake up. All right. The Coyotes are going to get like 80 points this year, and they're going to tickle a playoff spot for like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks.
I mean, I was talking to a colleague, and they had a colleague within the Central Division, and they had the Coyotes in the middle of the pack of the Central Division. So
sounds about right. Because let me pull up the Central right now. All right, I need to rant now. Central Division NHL. All right,
look, I mean, if on FanDuel, I have the odds, the over under for every team in the Central Division, and the Coyotes have projected the second worst, which is still beyond me. Because you got the Coyotes at 76.5, the Blackhawks at 71.5, the Avalanche are 106.5, the Stars 103.5, the Wild 97.5, the Predators 87.5, the Blues 86.5, the Jets 91.5.
The Coyotes are on the rise.
Honestly, I think the Coyotes can have a better season than the St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, look, again, I will never bet in favor of Dallas or Minnesota. I will literally never do it. I can see the Coyotes realistically jumping over Chicago. Obviously, they were over them last year. I can see them over the Blues. The Predators, I have no idea what that team's going to be. Screw it. I'll throw them in there too. The Coyotes, I think, will be better than at least 3 division teams. All right. Like I said, the Jets are desperate to avoid entering a rebuild. Colorado, while still being very good, is also not without their captain. Again, that team tends to get injured a lot. Minnesota is Minnesota. They are not going to be the second worst team in the division.
No, they won't be. I think 5th or 6th in the division seems fair for the Coyotes.
Yeah, like they're going to jump over at least 2 or 3 teams.
Exactly.
Like they're not going to be top 3 or anything like in the standings.
So you and I both agree you can bet these over 76.5.
Yes. Bet your life savings. Bet your house.
Okay, I don't know about that one. Bet what you're like you said earlier. Bet what you're comfortable losing.
Don't actually bet your house or your savings for legal purposes. Do not bet your house or your savings. Let's move on to making playoffs.
All right, making the playoffs. Arizona Coyotes plus 480.
Bet $1 on it. Why not? It's only $1. Genuinely, bet $1 on it.
And you end up getting what? Almost $5.
Yeah. What do you got to lose?
Yeah, it's not the worst bet. I think it's definitely. I mean, because it's possible. I don't think they're gonna make it. I mean, like you said, but like I said, they can surprise some people. They really can surprise some people.
Can I yell again? How the HE double heck? How in in this flat Earth, is Luke Hughes more of a favorite than Logan Cooley to win the Calder?
There we go. That's a perfect segue right there, because the Calder Trophy odds are up here. Connor Bedard is the favorite at -120. Then Luke Hughes at +700. Logan Cooley is third most at +1200. If you are a Coyotes fan, honestly, honest to God, if you're just a hockey fan in general, bet on Cooley.
I am willing to bet $100 on Cooley. At those odds?
At +1200. Yeah.
Okay, but like, you didn't answer my question. How the hell is Luke Hughes more favorited than Logan Cooley?
Maybe because the team that he's on? Question mark.
I am sorry. I am sorry. All right. Wasn't the consensus when he was drafted that he was drafted too high, but it was to make his brother happy? Wasn't that the consensus?
Maybe.
What?
I mean, Luke Hughes is now at this point. He's cooked in the minors for quite a while, so I mean, like, it wouldn't be unreasonable to think that as a rookie he has a good year. But in a year in which Connor Bedard and Logan Cooley are entering the NHL, I don't see how Logan Cooley has the second best odds. I mean, how Luke Hughes has the second best odds. Excuse me.
All right. Like, this has to be the last one of the day. I need to yell because Hughes is 2 years of college. All right. Last year, University of Michigan, 39 games, 48 points. And he is favorited more than the kid who had 60. He played, what is that? Is it the exact same amount of games as Logan Cooley. 12 less points. And he's a defenseman who is not going to be a top pair on that team. He's a rookie. He's a 20-year-old child. And you think that fetus is going to outplay Logan Cooley? I will go to the grave on this. This is my last Locked On show. I cannot handle the stress. I cannot. No, we are wrapping it up. No, done.
I guess on that note, that's going to be it for today's episode of the Locked On Coyotes podcast. If you like what you heard, don't forget to leave a review, like, comment, and subscribe if you have yet to already. We're available everywhere you get your podcasts, including on YouTube and the Sirius XM radio app. Don't forget to interact with us on social media. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/LockedOnCoyotes, and on X at @LO_Coyotes. I'm personally at Robyn_Leano. Matthew Jacobson is at the AZ Sports Guy. Interact with us. Ask a question you might have. We might answer right back or on a future episode of the Locked On Coyotes podcast. Thanks again, everyone, for listening to today's episode. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. Hope you guys are staying healthy. And don't forget to howl on.